Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and anybody out there on Facebook, YouTube, and we'll talk about seniors issues a little bit here today. And I don't have all the answers, but I want to do a little comparison. As seniors, we spend quite a bit of time talking to other people our same age, and what we're trying to do is actually find out if there's anything we can learn from somebody else about life itself. So I guess I want to do is I want to do a quick. We've got a can of pop sitting here. Compliments of cola. This is a diet cola. And I think, life, if we take a look at life, and it's much like a can of pop. We enjoy the taste of life. We enjoy living our life. And we enjoy, then we get into the stage where we're working. We're first off going to school and learning and growing up. And then we get into school, and then we get a job and learn how to work and make money. And then we work for all the working years, and then we retire. So that's the period of time we're in now. And I think our responsibility, a lot of the people in the retirement group that I talk to and I'm learning from is people where they've either their wife has passed on or their husband has passed on. And so they're sitting in an apartment or maybe a senior's place and trying to enjoy every minute. So we have to remember that this can holds a certain amount of pop, a certain amount of drink. And we are responsible. We are the only person responsible to get as much as we can out of that can of pop. What I'm thinking about is the fact that there's no use of us sitting around complaining about what life is doing to us, whether, it's causing us problems in walking or whether it's causing problems with our memory, or whether it's life is taking away our skills, our driving skills, our walking skills, our communication skills. But remember, we are the person that holds the can of pop. So anything we can do to make our life a little bit better, so we can get a little bit more enjoyment out of that can of pop, is totally our responsibility. So we have the choice as to whether we want to sit around all day long in our apartment, whether we want to sit around and watch television and watch life go by. Now, when we compare life with a can of pop or let's say you're standing on a riverbank watching the water go by. Water might be fast running, coming down off a waterfall, and you're standing there watching the water go by. And that's much like a person's life. So you stand on the riverbank there and you watch the water go by, and the water screams by, and it's a one-time shot. Now that same water that you see only goes by one time. So we have to make the most out of what it is we want out of life. Now, I don't have all the answers at this point. I'm still learning like everybody else, and I don't think anyone has all the answers because we're actually experiencing things as we go. So every day we get a little bit smarter. We accumulate a little bit more knowledge about the subject of aging. In my particular case, I'm living in an apartment, a very nice apartment, and it's got a couple of really nice rooms, and got a place to park your car underneath, keep the vehicle clean, and also keep the snow off of it, and protects it from vandalism. And I walk downtown as much as I can. And it's a time of the year when we can really enjoy life because the colored trees come out now, and all the flowering bushes are like that, and people are out walking their dogs, and we have a golden opportunity to stop and talk to people and introduce ourselves and find out how the world's treating you. How was your day? How's your day going? Tell them your name and find out what their name is, and celebrate life. And we're talking about the celebration of life. Well, we celebrate life every day. We don't have to wait until we die. Because we're talking, you always hear about people, oh, we're going to have a celebration of life for old Billy Smith there. He died yesterday. So we're going to have a celebration of life. We don't have to wait until a person dies. So if we have a friend that we've known for a number of years, nothing wrong with calling them up. I do that very often, where I call up some people we know and say, hey, how's things going? And how's your day? And how about if we drop over and have a cup of coffee and catch up on the news a little bit and find out how we're doing? Gives us a chance to talk to the person. We're a similar age, and we'll be able to find out how well they're doing, and maybe there's something we can do to help them. Maybe they need a trip downtown, or maybe we need a trip downtown, and we could ask them to give us a lift. So we're at the time of our life when we're sharing with others. Excuse me. And I think there's nothing more rewarding than sharing with people. Now remember, everybody's got a life story. Everybody has worked as a truck driver, or maybe a taxi driver, maybe a school bus driver, or a teacher, or maybe a carpenter or a welder. Everybody's got a story, and everybody has served someplace else in the world, whether it's overseas or whether it's in Canada or in the States. And it gives us a golden opportunity to sit down and just share thoughts. Hi there, where are you from? And then talk about where you've been and what you've done, and get a whole new perspective on life. And the one thing about forcing ourselves to meet people, sometimes people are a little bit frightened because of the COVID thing, and they won't talk to you because they're afraid they're going to catch a disease from you. So sometimes they're wearing a mask, and if they want to wear a mask and walk away, that's fine. We can't make them do anything they don't want to do. But in about 95% of the cases, that people are only too happy to sit down and talk a little bit and share ideas and talk about what kind of a day are we having, and what are you doing in town, and especially if you've got a dog, you can talk about the breed of the dog and reminisce on maybe you've had a dog on the farm in the early days, and just share some thoughts. And I find it very rewarding because a lot of times you meet people, and I met a couple the other day, and they were from Lethbridge, and they just retired, and they're talking about possibly moving to the Okanagan, or maybe even Nelson. They come to Nelson because they've got family here, and all of a sudden they're becoming interested in the area because they ski, and they swim, and they do the winter sports thing, and they're attracted to the area. And the one thing that I do find that I meet young people who are either working on the internet for a job, or they're promoting a product or teaching some learning skills on the internet. They teach all over the world, and people sit in on their courses on the internet, and they pay for it with their credit card, and they sit there and learn from the experience of the teacher. So the instructor might be teaching people all over the world at a certain time of the day or week, and the people are just mailing in their Visa number or their credit card number, and they sit in on the instructional sessions. It's a great life. And the interesting part that I've found that's very exciting, met a couple the other day coming through from New Brunswick, and they're just traveling across the country. They're doing their job on the internet, and they stop in every town, and they look it all over. They check and see what's available. They have a little bit of a book, and they could take a check on what's available for education. They were really turned on by Nelson. They want to move into a place where there's summer activities and winter activities, because they like swimming and fishing and boating and winter skiing and skating and all that kind of stuff. They don't have any children yet, but they're surveying the whole area right across Canada, and they're making notes of the towns that they like the best. And when you're when you're teaching off the internet, you have access to the world. So anybody who's interested in teaching on the internet, I would recommend that they go to a vocational school and follow up on that, because you need to be able to do public speaking, because they're going to use your phone as a guidance tool. And you have to produce documents documents will have to have instructions of what to follow, whether it's instructional about how to do leadership programs, whether it's hiring and stuff like that, or whether it's carpentry or mechanical skills or whatever. The person's going to put that information together and sell it to you over the internet. And you can decide whether you like it or don't like it. In most of the cases now, they're giving out diplomas when they're finished, saying that you served 100 hours at a certain course, and it gives a diploma, tells about what the topics were that you were taught. It gives the person a leg up on achieving a job. So being a retired senior, my wife passed away in 2018, and so now I am having to push myself. I get up in the morning and I walk downtown, stop for coffee in 2 or 3 locations, and I push myself to meet people, to talk to people, walk up, introduce myself, and if the person's interested in spending some time, we quite often spend a half an hour to an hour talking about different things, about photography and history and stuff like that. And we also learn how their day is going. Now, in doing that, it might sound a little bit weird, but it also opens up our mind to how other people are killing time. And killing time, I don't want to take that into a negative discussion, but I want to absorb how they're actually putting in their time. Are they learning any new skills? Have they found a better way to live? What about accommodation? Are they finding a nice place that we can get cheaper accommodation? So we have to keep our mind open and be prepared to ask questions and learn from other people. How is your day going today? Where do you live? What kind of car do you drive? What did you do when you were working? And try and pick as many information topics as you can from their mind. Because in doing that, we're getting free training. And some people are very exciting to talk about what their life. Sometimes they're kind of taken back because they've lived their life and done all those things, and all of a sudden you're asking them to review their life. And sometimes they got to think for a few moments just to kind of put things in chronological order so they can say, well, I was here and I did this and I did that and I did this. And then it gives you a chance to question them. And then you can also then give some similarities to the things that you've done. And if you can share pictures, or if you've got a website on the internet, you can share access to that. I have some cards printed up with access to the Capitol Theater here in town, where we have a lot of people entertaining, and also a lot of old historical pictures of the highways operations, ferries and roads and bridges, and I find that quite an easy way to introduce yourself and encourage people to go take a look at the free information. It's all history, and it's being offered freely. But you have to be a little careful that you give it out on a free basis, and just ask people, are you interested in learning about the Kootenays, and what kind of job did you do, and try and find out if you share any similar interests, so you can get the discussion going. And it was very funny the other day. I met a man. I was out photographing the Selma River, and I had my car parked off on the side of the road, and I had flashing lights going, and this guy pulled up and stopped and said, "Hey, are you okay? I noticed you got your lights flashing on your car. Are you broken down?" I said, No, I'm here. I'm doing some videotaping of the Selma River. I said, if you'd like to talk for a few minutes, pull over behind my car and put your flashing lights on, and we'll sit there and talk. And he was out of near Ditchbury, Alberta. And so we got to talking after he parked his vehicle. And he said, by the way, he said, Ollie Strong is related to me. I'm married to one of his children. And all of a sudden, the lights came on because I met Ollie Strong in 1986. He was a good steel guitar player. He played for years for Tommy Hunter on the Tommy Hunter Show. And so I had a chance to compare my knowledge of Ollie, because Ollie and I I met through another source when I was at Prince George, and a chance to talk about Ollie's life and also his association with Ollie. And Ollie's coming up to Alberta sometime during the summer, so I haven't talked to Ollie for a number of years, and I'd be happy to do that. So now I'm opening up a network. I'm an old friend that I can become a new friend, renew my thoughts with him, and also Ollie's a fine guitar player, steel guitar player. So I'll have to compare notes now, and I'm going to hope opening up my learning skills, because I will surely be able to pick up some knowledge from Ollie, because he was a very proficient player over his lifetime. So by simply parking along the road, putting flashing lights on, all of a sudden the car stops and checked on me, worried about me, and all of a sudden we strike up a conversation, and we share similar interests, and we know similar people. And that's when I think that retirement offers some real wonderful challenges. Anytime we can meet a new person and learn a new skill, learn something new about Canada, or learn something new about being a senior, how we can better enjoy our life as a senior, and how we can share skills with other people. If we have some skills that they're interested in, we can share that. And I think if you take a look at the big picture, we never really have something. No matter how we have it, whether we own it or whether you've learned it, we never truly have something unless we can give it away. So if you can give some skills away, if you've experienced any general experience, it doesn't matter whether it's in music or whether it's in fabrication, and if you can share that knowledge with somebody freely, no charge, and if we can meet a new person and share knowledge and gain knowledge about how to improve our life as a senior, or how to learn a new skill, and how to enjoy our life. If there's any comment that somebody can come back and say, well, have you ever thought about this? Have you ever thought about writing a book? Have you thought about making a movie to record your life? Now, in writing a book, there's a beautiful program off the internet on Google. You just go on there and type in download Blurb, B-L-U-R-B, and it's a book writing program. It's all set up with all the how-to-dos. You just click on this, and the page opens, and you put a picture in there, and put a bunch of printing in there, and you can write yourself a 100-page book if you like, and put pictures in there and all the words you want, and they will produce the thing for it and mail it to you. You can get yourself a good quality book for about $30 or $40. And you can have more copies if you want to give them to friends on special occasions. And the other program that I use a lot, and I really love it, it's a program called Windows Movie Maker. It's a free download off Google. You go on Google and type in download Windows Movie Maker. And once it's in your computer, you click on that page, it opens up, and you can put a title on there. My life as a retired senior, my life as a hunter, my life as a fisherman, my life as a retired senior, my mom and dad's life story. And you put the title in, and then the second page, there's a whole bunch of little holes in there, and you can drag pictures in out of your phone or off the album, but they got to be digitized. Allows you to make a slideshow from black and white photographs or color photographs or digital clips, video clips. And the new program there now allows you to put the mouse on top of any picture and talk for 10 or 15 minutes. It also allows you to put music on there by taking a CD and dragging the music files off onto your video. And when you're all finished, then you can save it in your music file. It's in your image file. Then you can burn it onto a CD or a DVD, or you can upload on Facebook or YouTube. So it's a skill that I've learned. I don't have all the skills that I'd like to have, but I'm learning slowly, and I'm enjoying what I'm learning. And I would appreciate it if you wanted to get a hold of me and send a note to me and have a question or two and share some knowledge. So I hope you enjoy this video, and if you have a little bit of a note and you want to send a note along back and start a conversation, my email number is ORYERBRJ@gmail.com. ORYERBRJ@gmail.com. Feel free to send me an email and ask a couple of questions. I can go on your internet site. If you have an internet site, give me the number and a link to your internet site. And you'll have the internet site, my connection, when you look at this video. So have yourself a wonderful day, and if you're retired, have a super retirement. And if you're thinking about being retired, don't wait too long. Because a lot of times people will wait too long. We've got to save a whole bunch of money. Well, the thing about it is there's never enough money. So the money that you require is only what you need to do what you have on your bucket list. Whether you've got a special trip, or you want to go to Prince Rupert and go fishing, or you want to go to Vancouver, or you want to go to Nashville, or you want to go to Alaska, you just need enough money to make your bucket trip work. And having a used motorhome or a van that has sleeping facilities in it is a great way to save a lot of money without spending it on motels. And if you have unlimited funds, just simply book motels and book them ahead of time. So have yourself a wonderful day, and it's been a pleasure talking to you, and may life be rewarding for you, and may you enjoy every moment and every second of your retirement. Remember, we have to enjoy every moment, because we never know how many Mondays we got or how many Fridays. You could go and see the doctor and you could actually drop dead walking out of the office. So there's no guarantees anymore. So we must enjoy the can of pop and squeeze that can until we get the last drop out of it. It's like life. We have to squeeze life and get the last bit of enjoyment that we can out of life. So have yourself a wonderful day. God bless you.